Archangel Michael says. Today Archangel Michael, your messenger, comes to you with a message wrapped in mystery, love, and divine timing. Something sacred is unfolding. A whisper from beyond the veil has finally reached the earthly realm, and it's directed to you. This is not imagination, not coincidence. It is the evidence of heaven's orchestration. A loved one who has crossed over has finally been given permission to reach you, and they are revealing something that was once hidden and long forgotten. You may have noticed an increase in unexplained sensations lately: goosebumps in a room with no draft, chills during prayer, an unshakable pull towards certain areas of your house. These are not random feelings. These are celestial nudges. Heaven is stirring you, guiding you towards something you never even knew was buried within your own space. And now, through Archangel Michael, that spiritual message is being unveiled. Look around you. Inside your own home lies an inheritance kept secret, meant only for you. The inheritance could be physical, documents, heirlooms, even money. But it is more than material. It is spiritual confirmation that you are seen, loved, and chosen. This is something hidden intentionally by someone who cared for you deeply but didn't get the chance to speak before they passed. They knew you would find it, not when you were grieving, but when your spirit was ready. And that time has come. You may feel drawn to investigate a dusty drawer, lift a floorboard, open a closet that hasn't been touched in years. That urge isn't just curiosity, it's divine guidance rising up from your intuition. Heaven speaks in signs, numbers, sensations, dreams. If you felt compelled to clean or move objects for no logical reason, pay attention star. These movements aren't meaningless. They're the beginning of a sacred uncovering. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, sword drawn, not in violence, but in divine justice. His sword cuts through confusion and fear. He says, "You will find what is yours." The darkness that tried to keep it hidden has no more power. The spiritual fog is lifting, and clarity is coming quickly. Type Amen 282 to get blessings. Even in this very moment, your body may be responding. A tightening in your chest, a flutter in your stomach, a tingling down your arms, that's the soul remembering what it was told before it was born. You are destined to reclaim what was hidden. So, dear soul, pause and reflect right now. Has one area of your home felt heavy or charged? Have dreams or memories been returning unexpectedly? That's your invitation. You are not being haunted, you are being guided. This is your time. Your home is not just a shelter, it's a vessel of divine secrets waiting to be discovered. Archangel Michael now reveals something deeply emotional, yet powerfully healing. Your loved one didn't forget to tell you about the inheritance, they made a conscious decision to hide it and carry the truth with them into the afterlife. And now, from their place in heaven, with divine clarity and freedom from earthly fear, they are finally revealing what they once held back. This secret was not hidden out of spite or selfishness. It was hidden out of protection, both for you, and for the sacred item itself. At the time, there was chaos, mistrust, or even danger. Someone around them may have been manipulating the situation. There may have been jealousy, greed, or family division. Your loved one feared that revealing the inheritance while they were alive would cause more harm than good. But in their heart, they always intended it for you. They watched you, even in your younger years, and recognized your purity, your strength, and your ability to carry responsibility with grace. So they made a divine decision, to wait until the right time, when heaven could intervene and ensure it fell into the right hands, your hands. Type Amen 736 to get blessings. Archangel Michael wants you to know this: your loved one did not abandon you. They preserve this treasure in silence, knowing it would one day be revealed through spirit. You may have even sensed this before. Perhaps there were moments you questioned why certain stories remained untold. Maybe they hinted at something important, only to fall silent or change the subject. Maybe they gave you an item that seemed insignificant, an old key, a dusty book, a sealed envelope, but you didn't understand its value at the time. Now, those overlooked moments are being resurrected. The dots are connecting. You are starting to see that heaven wastes nothing, and every seemingly small memory might carry a clue. There's something else. They tried to visit you in dreams, but earthly distractions or grief may have clouded the messages. You may have brushed off the dreams, or forgotten them upon waking. But your soul remembers. That's why, right now, certain emotions or objects are coming to the surface. Your spirit is being activated by the truth long buried in your DNA. Archangel Michael encourages you to revisit these moments with new eyes. Did you once receive a letter or box that made no sense? Have you found yourself rereading something, only to notice something new each time? That's no accident. Heaven is turning on the light, so that you finally see what was meant for you all along. This message isn't just about wealth or legacy. It's about healing the wound of not knowing. The silence they kept was not abandonment, it was preparation. And now, they're making things right through divine intervention. Type Amen 383 to get blessings. Now that the silence has been broken, Archangel Michael begins to illuminate the actual location of the hidden inheritance. You may not realize it, but clues have already been placed in your path, some recent, some from long ago. Certain rooms in your home hold an unusual energy. Certain corners feel warmer, heavier, or strangely magnetic. These are not just feelings, they are divine indicators. Archangel Michael says, the object is close. It was hidden in a place you would never suspect, but heaven will guide your hands to it. Start by asking yourself, which part of your home has been calling your attention recently? Is there a place you've avoided cleaning, a drawer you haven't opened in years, or a shelf that seems to gather dust faster than others? You might have dismissed these things as random, but now, heaven asks you to investigate with spiritual eyes. In many cases, the inheritance may be tucked away behind something mundane, a box of old clothes, a pile of unused books, or even inside a hollow object meant to look ordinary. It could be inside a wall panel, beneath a floorboard, behind a cabinet, or inside a sealed envelope lodged in a file no one has opened in decades. Don't ignore the subtle nudges. They are divine GPS signals. Michael says the numbers 7, 11, or May 22nd come up often in this season. These may point to house numbers, pages, dates, or even combinations. If you feel urged to look at a calendar, a photo album, or a specific room at a certain hour, follow that intuition. That is how heaven speaks when direct words cannot reach. Pay close attention to your body. It is a sacred compass. A shiver, a sudden wave of emotion, a tightening in your chest, a pulsing in your hand, these are signs from your spirit that you're getting closer. Your soul recognizes what your mind has forgotten. A locked jewelry box that's not truly locked. An envelope tucked behind a photo frame. A container disguised as something else, perhaps a Bible, a keepsake, or a household item passed down. A secret pocket sewn into a bag or article of clothing. Type Amen 3904 to get blessings. Don't rush. This is not a treasure hunt of logic, it's a spiritual search guided by divine timing. Some will discover it quickly. Others will be led step by step, over several days, to the exact moment of unveiling. Archangel Michael will be present when you search. You may sense a peaceful warmth beside you or hear a soft ringing in your ear. You are not doing this alone. This next part of the revelation is crucial. Archangel Michael now unveils a troubling truth: you are not the only one who knew something of value was hidden. Someone else, whether knowingly or through intuition, sensed there was more to your family's story. And they attempted to intercept it. This person may be someone close. A family member. A distant relative. Or perhaps an acquaintance who gained access to your home, papers, or history. They may have acted subtly, snooping under the guise of helping or visiting. Or perhaps their attempts were more direct, asking questions, pushing legal matters, or even showing up at the wrong time with too much interest in what didn't belong to them. Archangel Michael says, they tried to take what was not theirs. But heaven drew a line they could not cross. There may have been a moment in the past, a heated family discussion, a strange dream, a letter that went missing, or a document altered in a way that never felt right. That was the moment when the enemy made a move. But they underestimated heaven's protection around you. They didn't realize that angels were already assigned to seal the inheritance until you were ready to receive it. This person, or persons, may still be watching from the sidelines. They may appear kind, supportive, or even spiritually inclined. But inside, there is envy. They know that you carry a spiritual legacy that cannot be imitated or stolen. Even if they don't fully understand what you have, they can feel its weight. Michael warns you now, be careful what you share in this season. Guard your revelations. Not everyone who smiles is celebrating your victory. Some are listening to gather, not to support. Type Amen 304 to get blessings. But do not fear. Heaven has already voided their claim. Every attempt to redirect your inheritance has been nullified in the courts of heaven. That's why delays occurred. That's why you were frustrated or confused. It wasn't punishment, it was protection. You were being shielded until the spiritual atmosphere shifted. Now that the time has come, Michael stands between you and every unclean motive. He speaks directly into the spirit realm. The gate is shut. The sacred is sealed. Only the chosen shall enter. Let this comfort you. The reason you are entrusted with this hidden treasure is not just because of family ties, it's because of your spiritual readiness. Your heart is aligned with truth. You will not use it to dominate or destroy, but to heal and build. That's why you were selected. That's why others were blocked. From this point forward, be alert to people who suddenly show interest in your home, your story, or your memories. Especially those who once showed no care but now want to reconnect. Their timing is not innocent. The inheritance has passed through fire and secrecy. But it is now returning, to you, the rightful steward. Take a breath and open your spirit wide, because Archangel Michael wants you to understand something sacred. The inheritance hidden in your home is not just a material object. It may appear as money, property documents, jewelry, or a sealed letter, but the real treasure is far deeper than that. This is a spiritual trust wrapped in physical form. It is a sacred assignment, handed to you by both heaven and the bloodline you come from. This inheritance represents what others dismissed: your rightful place, your spiritual legacy, your divine authority. For years, the enemy tried to silence your voice, to bury your identity under shame, confusion, or limitation. But the very thing they tried to hide has now become your confirmation from God, that you were born for more than struggle or survival. Type Amen 3944 to get blessings. Archangel Michael reveals that what you are about to uncover in your home carries not just physical blessing, but activation power. It may come in the form of a handwritten will that was never registered, a journal filled with visions and instructions meant only for you. But here's the secret: what's inside carries energy. It has been sealed by heaven for a specific time, and that time is now. This object has been quietly pulsing with a spiritual vibration, waiting for your soul to reach the frequency where you could receive it with maturity and divine wisdom. And now, heaven says, you are ready. If you are ready, then make sure type yes button. Michael also explains that this inheritance may activate spiritual gifts in you that have laid dormant. You may notice dreams becoming more vivid, insights dropping into your spirit, old fears falling off like scales. That's because this moment marks the beginning of a new covenant between you and the divine realm. Not only are you being entrusted with what was once hidden, but you are being commissioned to walk in a higher dimension of purpose. And yes, this will likely unlock practical breakthroughs as well. It may come with provision that frees you from financial stress, a document that settles a family dispute, an item that brings emotional closure. But always remember, its greatest power is not in what it gives you, but in who it reminds you that you are. This is heaven's way of saying, you are never forgotten. You are always meant to rise. You are always meant to receive. So today, prepare not just your hands to receive, but your heart. This inheritance is not a reward for perfection. It is a restoration of honor. It is the seal of your calling. Type Amen 403 to get blessings. The shift has already begun. You are stepping into territory heaven reserved only for you. As you draw closer to uncovering what heaven has hidden for you, the atmosphere around your life is beginning to shift. Archangel Michael now reveals a sobering truth: you are being watched. Not only by angels, but also by people whose motives are not pure. The spiritual activity around you has increased, and it's stirring attention in both the seen and unseen realms. On one side, you are surrounded by divine presence. Angels have been stationed at the doors and windows of your home. Archangel Michael has assigned watchers, messengers of light and power, to shield your discovery from outside interference. If you've felt a sudden peace in your home, or noticed certain areas becoming warmer or quieter, those are signs of angelic visitation. Even your pets may be behaving differently, staring at corners, staying near you, or becoming unusually still. They sense what's happening. Heaven is taking position. But on the other side, there are eyes watching that do not rejoice at your breakthrough. Archangel Michael warns, someone is paying closer attention to your movements, your speech, even your online presence. Perhaps this person once dismissed you, overlooked you, or counted you out. But something has shifted, and now, they suspect that something important is unfolding in your life. They may reach out under the guise of reconnection. They may ask casual questions: how have you been? What's new at your house? Have you found anything interesting from the past? These are not just polite inquiries, they are subtle fishing lines, trying to gather spiritual intelligence they were never meant to have. Archangel Michael says, be wise in this season. What you discover is sacred. Not everyone should know the timing or the content of heaven's delivery. Type Amen 3043 to get blessings. You must become spiritually guarded. Do not share prematurely. The enemy loves to corrupt a promise while it's still being birthed. But you are wiser now. You've matured through battle, and your discernment is sharpening like a blade. If you've recently experienced delays, miscommunications, or sudden fatigue just before you began searching your home, that was not coincidence. It was spiritual interference, a last-ditch effort to distract or confuse you. But that interference has been cancelled. The angels guarding you have cut through the fog. Now you must act quietly, faithfully, and with prayer. Before searching or revealing anything, even to people you trust, pray for discernment. Not everyone can carry the weight of what you're about to uncover. And some may attempt to reduce it, laugh it off, or twist it for their own gain. Yet amid all this, you are not alone. Archangel Michael walks with you, not behind or in front, but beside you. Heaven has declared this moment as holy. What was hidden is now being returned. But it must be handled with maturity, reverence, and divine timing. Yes, you're being watched, but so is your inheritance. And heaven will not allow it to fall into the wrong hands. As you receive these messages, a powerful truth is being revealed, the atmosphere around your life is shifting. What was once buried, emotionally, spiritually, even physically, is beginning to rise. Archangel Michael says, a supernatural release is in motion. What was held back is being sent forth. What was blocked is now being opened. Type Amen 2943 to get blessings. This release is not a coincidence. It has been divinely timed, coordinated by your loved one in heaven and signed by God's own authority. You may begin to feel it in subtle ways first, an air of anticipation when you wake, a new clarity in your dreams, an unexplainable push to do something you've been putting off. These are not random urges. They are the winds of spiritual change, stirring around your life. These are the birth pangs of revelation. Your inheritance is not just being found, it is being activated. And as that activation takes place, everything around you must align. Archangel Michael says, what is coming into your hands will open doors that were once shut. It will heal wounds you thought would never close. It will restore your confidence and crown you with purpose. But know this, such divine moments often come with final spiritual resistance. Right before the breakthrough, the enemy may attempt to plant confusion, distractions, or fear. That's why some of your recent emotions, fatigue, anxiety, or the strange feeling that something big is coming, were not irrational. They were signs of pressure building in the unseen. But you are not breaking, you are birthing. These are not hauntings. These are holy manifestations, evidence that the veil is thin and your guidance is near. Heaven is not just watching, heaven is participating. The angels are not distant, they are leaning in. Archangel Michael, in particular, is clearing the path before you. His sword is cutting through spiritual fog, generational curses, and old blockages that once hid your blessing from view. Type Amen 3043 to get blessings. You are in a window of divine visitation. If you act in faith, speak with boldness, and remain spiritually sensitive, you will witness the manifestation of what was prepared for you long before you even knew it existed. The release has begun. Prepare, your hands will hold what your spirit already senses. As the final curtain lifts on this divine revelation, Archangel Michael now steps forward with a charge, a set of holy instructions meant to guide you through the days to come. The moment you've been spiritually sensing, emotionally preparing for, and prophetically aligning with is not only arriving, it is here. What was hidden is coming into view. What was delayed is being delivered. What will I do with what heaven is placing in my hands? Archangel Michael says, this is more than a blessing. It is a sacred appointment. You are not just receiving, you are being entrusted. Heaven did not choose just anyone for this moment. You were chosen because of your endurance, your heart, your obedience even when you didn't understand. You've been tested in silence. You've walked through seasons where others were promoted while you were forgotten. But now, heaven honors your quiet faithfulness. And in return, you are being given something that carries divine weight. Do not rush to announce what you found. Not everyone can handle your elevation. Some will smile and celebrate outwardly, while secretly resenting what you now hold. Move in silence. Share only when led. The inheritance may carry financial breakthrough, wisdom, property, or healing. If led, use it to uplift those in need. But don't allow guilt or pressure to empty your blessing prematurely. God is trusting you to steward it wisely. Type Amen 2103 to get blessings. Set time aside to thank the loved one in heaven who helped orchestrate this. Their soul has found rest in fulfilling this mission. Speak to them with gratitude, they hear you now more clearly than ever. This inheritance will not just sit still, it carries a ripple effect. In the next 21 days, expect movement in your life. A door will open. A relationship will heal. A long-awaited opportunity will suddenly become available. This is evidence of the spiritual shift. As the spiritual atmosphere around you expands, so will distractions. Do not let pride, fear, or pressure distort your clarity. Stay rooted in prayer. Journal your dreams. Walk softly. Speak slowly. Heaven is still speaking. Archangel Michael now places a spiritual seal of protection over your life, your household, and the inheritance you are about to walk into. No evil will enter your space. No thief will penetrate your walls. The angels have been dispatched. Your name has been marked. The contract in heaven has been signed. And now, beloved, the rest is up to you. The hidden has been revealed. The wait is over. Prepare to see what was always yours. Type Amen 103 to get blessings.